14. War Day 1. Nightmares. Flashback. Aizawa. Since we have some people in the school and I won't say their names, but I will say that these students actively supported quirk discrimination. I will not tolerate any of such behavior in my class and Nezu won't allow it in his school. Just know we are aware of this problem and we are watching over you. With that said, today's lesson is about quirk discrimination. I was quite happy to hear that. No one ever bothered to do this since, well, ever. I know that some quirks are seen as villainous, but it's not the quirk that makes the person bad, it's their decisions and how they use their quirk. Looking around the room I could see that everyone was pleased with the lesson, especially Shinso. His quirk was considered villainous, and since Aizawa was clearly doing this for his son, Shinso was the victim of the bullying. They all talk about how unfair this is and that it's a bad thing to do. However, there is one question on my mind. When do we talk about the quirkless peoples and their suffering? I want to know what my friends think about this since I was born quirkless. However, that question never came, so I decided to ask. Me. Aizawa-sensei? Aizawa. Yes, Midoriya? Me. What about quirkless people? Aizawa. What about them? Me. Are they also suffering from discrimination? Aizawa. No, there is nothing wrong with them, they live a normal life without any discrimination. Lies. Aizawa. Studies also prove that they are not suffering any consequences in live without any quirk. Lies. Aizawa. Personally, I don't see a reason for them to be influenced by quirk discrimination since they don't have one. All lies. Me. Okay, thank you. Can I ask another question, but this time I would like the input of everyone? Aizawa. Make it quick, the lesson is nearly over? Me. What do you think about quirkless people? Yuga. They are weak, Amy. I don't see why they should get bullied for. Mina. That's a stupid question, they are obviously fine. Sue. They should be careful, they can get hurt easily, Ribbit. Tenya. They need to learn about respecting other and don't discriminate others' quirks. Ochako. I don't know, they are the same, I guess. Mashirao. I don't see a difference. Denki. I don't get it. What's special about them? Kirishima. They need to be manly and let others deal with situation they can't do. Everyone was saying basically the same, useless, waste of space or weak. I watched how Bakugo, the first time in my life, didn't yell anything. He just sat there quiet. Obviously he knew why I asked that question and I am disappointed in what I heard. A quirk discrimination lesion with the audacity to discriminate against quirkless people. I guess ignorance is bliss. End of flashback. I woke up to what looked like another memory of my past. It was currently 1 a.m., and I was in my villain lair. Dreams are something I wish for, but every time I sleep I only get nightmares. The past is past and it is haunting me. I was kinda in a shocked state. I could still hear the words, useless. Waste of space, stupid, weak, die. They voices getting louder. Stop. The world would be better without you. Stop it. Take a swan dive of the roof. Me. I said stop it. As soon as I screamed that out loud the voices disappeared. I was still breathing heavily, but I don't care. I am Usagi and Usagi am I. Oh god, what am I thinking? I am Midoriya Izuku alias Deku. I am not a villain, I am a hero. Me. Let's see, what is a hero's worst nightmare? Me, mumbling, death? Blood? Fame? To be an outcast? To never make it? Civilian people's hate? No, that isn't it, is it? Oh, I get it now. Their quirk. Why didn't I think about this before? That's as everyone's nightmare, well, everyone except me. I lived basically without it. I know the pain of being quirkless. It's not fair, but what is fair? If I learned one thing, then that it is certainly not life. Thankfully, I am a hero in training now, but my whole life was a nightmare. So what can go wrong if I decide that my poor classmates needs to learn what it truly means to be quirkless? Me. Oh gosh, I really need to stop mumbling. Do I have enough quirk suppressing cuffs? Yes, yes I do. Do I need to use them? No, not really. Will I use them? Totally. Will everyone suffer today? No, only one person at the time. Why? Because I can. Bakugo Katsuki will be the first. With that in my mind I quickly grabbed a quirk suppressing cuff, daggers, sleeping gas grenades and fake blood, but this time I had a bag full of it. Time skip brought to you by a concerned and not smiling Nezu, creeping out the other teachers in the observation room. I was in front of the hero's headquarters with 2 sleeping gas grenades in my hand ready to use them any time. It was quiet, looks like everyone is sleeping. As I walked to the dorm area, I saw that some doors are open and some are closed. Everyone was sharing a room with 5 people in it. All I had to do now was open all the doors and use the grenades. The grenades went off without any explosions. A green gas filled the room. After this, I was certain that the heroes will be sleeping for at least 5 to 6 hours. First, I took out the fake blood and spattered it everywhere: walls, ceiling, furniture, windows, anything that was in this and any other room. In each room I draw a bloody smiley on the wall. After an hour or so I was done covering the whole inside of the building with fake blood, even the rooms where everyone sleeps in were not spared. As I finished with the blood, I then walked to Kachan's room and used the cuffs. That angry Pomeranian deserves it. I have 4 more hours to mess with them. I went outside to the next building and got myself some civilian robots, which I immediately killed and dragged them to the common area of the headquarters. There was a message I put for the heroes in blood. Why didn't you save them? After another 2 hours, the room was now filled with civilian corpses. I have 2 more hours to go. What should I do? Oh, I know. An idea popped into my mind. I walked to Shinso's room and took his capture gear. I then proceeded to drag a sleeping Shinso to the common area, or should I say massacre area. The little insomniac was fast asleep. I used the capture weapon to tie him up. My idea was to let him hang head first from the ceiling, and that's what I am currently trying to do. It took 1 hour to get it done. The issue wasn't me tying him up, but how to get him hanging from the ceiling. As I was thinking how good a bloody smile looked at him, I didn't realize that I took my bandages off. The dagger, which I brought just in case, was now in my right hand, and with a smooth motion I cut myself again. I saw my blood dripping down. Me. So pretty. A smiley was creeping in my face as I watched my own blood dripping. I then draw a smiley on his sleeping face. As I finished it, my eyes went wide. I did it again. I serious need to stop cutting myself. What's with me and bloody smileys? A moment of hesitation passed as I crouched down to get the bandage from the floor and re-wrapped my wrist. Starting to think that I should do something more dramatic, I headed back to the dorm to my class and dragged the hero Anima, Kota Koji, out and put him under Shinso. Anima couldn't even defend himself as I used the dagger and slit his throat open. My daggers too contained fake blood, and I was applying every single drop of it on his throat. Aizawa. Anima is out. I still had the earbud on me that Nezu gave me. Me. Nezu, can you hear me? Nezu. Yes, what do you need, Midoriya? Me. I wanted to inform you that I will be setting of every boom in the hospital tomorrow at 10 a.m. And I am also planning to set some of them off that are in the hero's headquarters. Nezu. Okay, thank you for informing me first. I am pretty sure, the moment Shinso will wake up, that he will have the most traumatic experience, since he will wake up in a room full of civilian robots. Not to mention he is wrapped tightly in his capture gear, hanging from the ceiling with a bloody smile and facing a dead classmate. It was also not helping that the room was covered in fake blood with a message on the wall. Not wanting to risk the heroes to wake up with me in the same building, I decided to go to my cover workplace where I had my apartment on the upper floor. I was tired, but I needed to hide my villain outfit. There was a secret compartment built in my bed. Nobody could get it open without knowing how to unlock it. I placed my costume and went to bed. The next day will be exiting, was my last thought. Darkness was consuming me once again, but this time there was no nightmare for me as it already escaped my mind. Next up, the teacher's view on what Izuku did on the first day. The stars in the picture will be showing you who has the quirk suppression cuffs on.